Hey folks, CLG here. Hey, the HQ180, this is the A, but it's pretty much the same. There's some differences I've already seen through the manual in the back. The 180A has this accessory plug. But the point here is that the manual, I'm just reading right now, I don't have the radio up and running, but just kind of going through this, trying to educate myself. This thing is freaking awesome, man. If me, I gotta do it. Slowly read through this. It just tells you how to run it, you know? I know there's people out there that have videos on how to run an HQ 180. But this manual is free. I downloaded it. I just found it. Bam, it's right there, PDF file. I mean, it just tells you everything for basic operation, you know? It's got all these instructions on how to, you know, where to set the knobs, but then it comes down to this. Look at this. This is great. This is back when, you know, I kind of do, for a job, I'm a drafter, I do drawings. I have to basically explain to a contractor how to build something through a drawing, you know, and some of the drawings are highly complex. But they have to be, you know, you have to explain things through the drawing on how to do something. And these drawings, these are excellent. I think they are. I mean, just the way they're pointed to each knob. You can see, I've done drawings like this too, where you have a photo and you have to write a bunch of text and point to a photo, you know, and you've got to set that drawing up so you can actually see everything. And then your notes need to make sense. You know, and the audience running this radio is, you know, you have to consider it's somebody who's never had their hands on this radio before. So I think this is really good. This is why I like the old school stuff, you know, and it goes on, and here's some more stuff, and code, okay, this is for code reception, Morse code, tells you where to set, it explains everything. What was it? This one's for, I think AM code. You know, where to set the knobs, how to, you know, tune in Morse code. There's one for single sideband. Doesn't matter. So I thought that was really, really cool. Just the whole, oh yeah, here it is, single sideband. So all three modes, CW, AM, and single sideband, they have a different page of different settings dedicated to each mode: single sideband, AM, and Morse code, CW as we call it more in ham radio. I mean, was there any more? And here's the basic schematic. It's like a block diagram. I mean, yeah, it's a block diagram, I think, more or less. In piping, it's called a PNID, a process instrumentation diagram. Basically shows all the, well, this is a little more, you know, less complex than that, but it basically shows the circuit and all the components in the circuit. I hope there's a schematic in here, but anyway, I decided to share the manual. The manual looks really cool. I mean, it's this old school, you know, where they weren't using CAD, you know, they had to sit down and actually look at paper and draw this by hand, and some of these old hand-drawn drawings and illustrations and all of this. Schematics are just awesome. You know, the way they used to, the thought process on creating drawings back in those days before computers were doing all of it, I think was, you had to think about what you're doing and not just quickly draw it, you know. I mean, in CAD, yeah, you can quickly draw stuff and edit later, but, you know, things were done a bit slower, and I think, and, you know, really precise. You had more time to work on a project, a drawing. So anyway, that's about it, folks. Just looking at the manual and I'm pretty impressed. 73s from CLG.